Hey there, actor friends. This is Michael Kostroff. Years ago, an interviewer asked me what I thought the most important quality for an actor to have is, and I was surprised by my own answer. What came out of my mouth wasn't talent or perseverance or being a nice person or the ability to schmooze or being outgoing or any of those things. What came out of my mouth was the quality of humility. Um, and while it might not be the most important quality for an actor to have, it's one that the lack of can really fuck you up. Um, Humility for an actor is what allows you to know that there's always something else to learn, that you can learn from people, that you never arrive, that you could keep working on your art forever, and that you never reach a place where you know everything, and that there also humility is what helps you remember that there's no entitlement, uh, keeps you from being a diva, uh, and it's I just I want people to know how important that quality is. Um, Stephanie Block, one of my role models. I happen to know her, but more importantly, I admire her. She is my role model for how to lead a company, and just for grace and how to conduct yourself, how it's done, basically. And some of you may know that Stephanie Block developed Wicked. She was in all the developmental workshops. She was Elphaba. They built that role around her, and she created it. And then when the show went to Broadway, they replaced her with Idina Menzel. Heartbreaking. We were all heartbroken. Um, and then they offered her the understudy. Now, a lot of actors would have been, fuck you, I created this role. Are you kidding me? How dare you? But my wonderful Stephanie Block answered, yes, thank you. Maybe I'll learn something. One of the most gracious things I've ever heard in my life. And um, that's the way to be. Even if it's not how you're feeling outwardly, that's the way to be. On a much smaller scale, I was doing a bunch of developmental workshops of a musical for Blake Edwards. This is nothing like Stephanie's story because it wasn't going to go anywhere. But I've been playing this role in all the readings. It was a perfect role for me. It was just right on my voice and everything. And for one of these readings, the producer contacted me and said, I am so sorry to tell you this, but Blake has a celebrity friend, and he wants him to play the role. And I said, great, is there anything else I can do for you? And she said, well, I wasn't going to ask you. I said, go ahead. She said, there's an ensemble role that we haven't filled. I said, I'm happy to do it. Happy to do it. And I was sincerely happy to do it, and this particular celebrity is not a singer, so it was what it was, but I was delighted and proud to be a part of it regardless. So I think it's important. It's important to practice humility. There's an old Persian adage that says, this too shall pass. And the emphasis is on the fact that it applies to the good and the bad. Whatever's going on, this too shall pass. And it applies to success. It applies to, well, I think a lot of you watching this have experienced this yourselves, that you're flying high and then you're, flying high in April and shot down in May, as the old song says. And I've certainly, experienced that I've had very successful periods and less successful periods. I'm also reminded of another expression I don't know the source of: never buy your own hype. I practice this a lot because people, they see me as fancy and I don't see me as fancy. I don't buy my own hype. They're like, oh, you're a big deal. I'm not a big deal. I'm not a big deal. I'm not a name actor. So All of this, like everything I try to share with you, ultimately helps you. It helps you. It helps with your peace of mind, your equilibrium, your navigating your way through the long slog of this career that has peaks and valleys and ups and downs and challenging personalities and things that are unfair, and that's just how it is. And the more you can recognize that you have so much to learn, so much to grow, I think you end up benefiting by being a richer human being and a better artist. So humility, that's my message for this week. I hope that's of value to you. And I will be back next week with more thoughts. Take care.